implement to make
tips. 5 top tips
to make sleep better.
for better sleep.
So this is our first of our topics from a hat.
Yes.
And when we picked this topic, it was the importance of sleep. Oh, you got the paper right there.
Oh, I still have it.
Maybe we could actually show when we picked it, just so everybody knows that we're not cheating.
We're not cheating.
The first of the topics from a hat will be
the importance of sleep.
Okay, no, but sleep is very important. It's probably one of the most important things that you can do for your body.
I think people underestimate how important it is for weight loss, actually, because you talk about this a lot with weightlifting, that you have to, you work really, really hard, right? And you break those muscles, and where do you repair? You repair while you're sleeping. And I think a lot of people really dismiss how important sleep is. And I never do, because if I don't get sleep, everyone will know.
You're a very good sleeper. She's out like a light, and
Thank goodness too, because you are
yes,
not.
I'm a very light sleeper, so sometimes we it works all that way though, because you
it
don't
does
move,
work.
and I that way
do not move. So.
But yeah, and I think that not only does your body heal, but your brain removes toxins. It removes all these toxic proteins and things out of your brain. They've shown that people who get more sleep are less likely to get Alzheimer's, all kinds of stuff like that. So
I will never ever get Alzheimer's. I love to sleep.
So sleeping is very important. So tonight, everybody knows how important sleep is. So we talked a little bit about some of the things, but I think that the thing we really want to focus on is maybe our 5 things that we do and we've done and tried to implement to make
tips. 5 top tips
to make sleep better.
For better sleep.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Number 1.
So this is the bed is for sex and for sleep, and I'll allow reading. That's it. I think too many people use their bed for too many things. Some people use their bed for watching TV. Some people do work in bed. All those things are going to program your brain that when you sit into bed, that's what it's time to do. So if you do work in bed all the time, when you sit down in bed, the first thing you're going to think about is work. And that's not going to help you get a good night's sleep.
Right. It definitely won't, no.
Yeah, so your body is very, your brain is very, very good at loading a program, is what I've always thought of it as, depending on where you are. So when you sit down at your desk, your body says, it's time to work. When you sit down at the table, it's time to eat. When you sit down in your bed, your body should be thinking it's time for sleep, or sex is okay too. And I did put reading in there as well, because I think that being able to read in bed is a very relaxing thing for most people. However, if reading does get you excited, or you really get into things, then I would actually take reading off the bed list and do that in a chair or something like that until you get sleepy. And then
well, these are just ours.
These are ours. Reading for me is very...
Those are the 3 things we do in bed. So.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And that's something that from the beginning of our marriage that we've been very adamant about, is that we did not have a TV in our bedroom.
Yes,
that's true. That's a very bad thing, because again, that, if you watch TV in bed, you're going to lay down and be ready for that entertainment.
There's a ton of statistics on that. Couples that have TVs in the room, usually sex life is not as good. So I think it's good.
And we talk about too about the Power of Habit in a couple of our dailies.
Yeah. And
that anticipation is what is that addiction. And so if you're anticipating that entertainment from the TV, in bed, that's going to drive up that dopamine, going to drive up that excitement level and adrenaline, and not make for a good night's sleep.
Right.
So number 1, the bed is for sleep and for sex and maybe reading.
Sometimes reading.
All right. What's number 2?
So number 2 is having healthy habits. Now, I know that's some fun alliteration too, and it kind of sounds like, well, duh. But throughout your day, having healthy habits that are going to get you towards that good night's sleep. So working out every day, or moving every day, I guess, would be one of the ones that's what we do. This one's kind of funny and a little controversial considering where we live. Getting sunshine. You're supposed to be connecting to your circadian rhythm, which is the idea of like, okay, you get up when the sun does and you go to sleep when it goes down. So those are all things that like I've tried really, really hard. It's not always easy to do, but if you can connect to it and say, okay, you're winding down towards the end of the day. I know that's really tough, especially for parents. You've got little kids and you're running around and doing stuff, but also getting that workout done, I think, earlier in the day. I hate working out late. And I have a lovely like yoga class that I love, not to digress too much, but it's later and I'm like, I wish this was earlier, but I love it too much to not do it. But anyway, just having healthy habits throughout your day to get you towards that sleep at the end of the day, so you're ready for it. And, and working out every day, obviously, by the end of the day, if you've worked out, like if you do a 75 hard challenge and you work out 45 minutes every day, twice a day, you'll be tired at the end of the day. I think that's all we said in our last.
Yeah. We're tired.
I'm so tired.
We're so tired. Yeah, we were always tired when we did our daily update. We always did them at night too. And I think a couple of things just to add to your points there is you coffee drinkers like me out there, stop drinking coffee after noon. In the morning, by the time if you stop at noon, you're gonna have enough time to get the caffeine out of your body. And I read something very interesting about caffeine. That caffeine actually does not make you more alert. It actually blocks the receptors in your brain that says that take up the melatonin, is that the chemical, the sleep chemical, so that you don't feel tired. You are tired, you're exhausted, but you're just not going to feel it. You're not going to uptake that chemical. So it's a very interesting thing about caffeine. So, and then the other thing too that a lot of people do is drink before bed.
Alcohol.
Drink a glass of wine before bed.
Not if you do a 75 hour challenge.
Yeah, don't do it. But no, even drinking alcohol
it
is not
might
good.
help you fall asleep, but it won't help you have very good quality of sleep.
Right.
So that kind of feels like kind of a bummer to not be able to drink it. I'm not saying like we're perfect with these either and that we get them all perfectly right, but we don't drink alcohol. But the rest of them, we do try hard to have those healthy habits.
So what does somebody do in a climate like this when you don't get sun for 6 months?
Well, you can do light therapy. And that really, really helped you. And you still have your light.
Yeah, I do.
This winter hasn't been too bad.
Well, but now my office has a window. Like I literally have windows that sit right by me. Before I didn't. I was, the window was behind me and I just didn't get any light.
You weren't getting any light. So.
Yeah, and it wasn't good. But yes, the light therapy does help.
Good.
Yep. All right. So number 3. Okay. Number 3. I don't know how you want it. Number 3 is having a set nighttime routine. And this one has been big for me. Yes.
Well, in general, I mean, we have a big family, so we have to have routines. Otherwise, I will go crazy. But really, just recently, I've gotten Chris to actually have a nighttime routine. And you've been sleeping a lot better, if you've noticed.
A lot better.
I don't know if you've noticed.
No, I've noticed.
So, like, going to bed. Like, now, this is a little caveat of that. It's not being asleep, but starting that routine. Like, so at 9 o'clock, we're like, okay, you put the dog away, say goodnight to the kids, we're in bed. And normally that's when we're reading our pages for
meditation
and doing our meditation first or whatever. Because that's part of the routine. It's all part of it.
Next thing you know, we're in the bathroom brushing our teeth. That's all part of it. That's foreplay. Then you go sort out the recycling. That's not part of it, but it's still very important.
So yeah, and I just wanted to say this is actually, I love this. Obviously not sponsored. Oh, you have to hold it like the YouTubers do. It's my girlfriend told me about this spray when you were away. Mm-hmm. It's Dr. Teal's sleep spray, and I have no idea I know what's in it because I can see the back of it, but I don't know if it's like psychosomatic or something, or you're just like, oh, it's a magical sleep spray and it's gonna help me sleep. spray this. We've been spraying it on the pillows, and we're like, it's just nice.
It's very
like
nice.
This nice little routine, and it's nice because you actually like the smell of it, and because I really love like eucalyptus.
I think it smells like Fruity Pebbles, personally, and I love Fruity Pebbles. So I think it's going to be, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, you don't like the smell of eucalyptus, but
Yeah.
even before we got together, I used to spray my pillow with that. I got it from like Bath and Body Works or whatever. And you were like, oh, I hate that smell. So I just stopped. But this stuff is really awesome and it's nice. And part of the bedtime routine now too is like, oh, where's our spray? And you know. So
yeah, and I think that kind of goes back to the number one top topic that we talked about is that routine is that start of that program for your brain. And so if you do start that program, you know, of, okay, it's 9:00, we're going to say goodnight, and then we're going to come in and read, and then we're going to meditate. And then like, it's that program you're saying, hey, it's right. We're being ready for sleep.
yes.
And it has helped me immensely because, you know, we never used to have a routine. It used to be like, oh, we'd watch TV for a little bit, and then, you know, maybe we come to bed at 10:30, maybe we come to bed at 11:30, or maybe we'd watch like 5 shows because they were good, and we're binging, and you know, and that will wreck your sleep a lot.
It did.
It did.
Not so much anymore.
Not so much anymore.
All right, so I want to do number 4 because this is my rule. One that he tries to break quite often, which is no stressful conversations before bed. No stress. I don't want to hear anything about the business. I don't want to hear anything about work. I don't hear anything about the kids. I don't hear anything about the dog. I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. And I know it sounds terrible and mean, but he has kept me awake with stuff like that. Like,
I'm not the only
let
one.
me throw some at you. You can bleep that out if you want to. And try to go to sleep now, sweetheart. So that is my rule. Do not stress me out before bed. Like, it doesn't have to be all like, yes, it does. Puppies and kittens, unicorns, all of that kind of stuff. No stressful conversations.
Yeah.
You're not going to solve anything.
And I think, again, let's go back to number 1, sleep, sex, and reading. You know, if you need to have, now, you know, again, we're parents. We understand sometimes when the kids go to bed, you need to have that conversation after they go to bed, whatever. Yeah. Don't do it in bed. You know, sit down at the kitchen table, have that conversation, right. You know, whatever, just sit in a chair. You know, if you have a chair in your room, whatever it is, just don't do it in bed. Because again, it's that programming that brain that bed is for sleep.
And also it will make you want to murder your husband for bringing something up that you don't want to hear about.
I'm not the only one that used to do that. But yes, she's absolutely right. It does, you know, it gets those adrenaline chemicals pumping, and, you know, especially if it's going to end up being an argument or something like that, not a good thing to.
I love that piece of advice, like, don't go to sleep mad or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do what I want. I'll go to sleep mad if I want.
But I think there's something.
Sleep well, but
yeah, there's something to that. So
there is something to it. So yeah, no stressful conversations.
All right.
Yep.
So number 5. Number 5 is my favorite.
Yes. And something you got me to do.
It is. And it might be something, might be TMI for some people. You know, if our kids are listening to this, you probably don't want to listen to this one.
They don't care.
But number 5 is sleep naked.
Yeah.
So sleeping naked is something that I started doing, you know, a little while ago. I got you to start doing it. And
you were doing it before you met me.
So. I was really weird about it at first because I was like, oh, I don't really like this. Like, I have to have, you know, something on. And the more I did it, the better it felt. And so really what's happening behind it is when you are sleeping naked, your skin has room to breathe. And you can regulate your temperature a lot better. So clothes help to keep the heat in. Mm-hmm. And overheating is the one thing that is going to for sure wake you up. Because again, if we think about maybe going back nature-wise, you know, as it got warmer in the morning, you would wake up, right? So that it would be cool at night, warm in the morning. And so you'd wake up. So when your body starts to get warmer and warmer, it's going to wake itself up. So sleeping naked allows you to regulate your temperature. It also allows you to sleep, so that'll keep you asleep longer. Oh, okay. Also, if you sleep with a partner, and you both sleep naked, skin to skin, that actually helps to release oxytocin, Oxycontin is something else. Oxytocin,
You don't
which
know.
is the love chemical, they call it. And basically, it's a happiness chemical and a satisfaction chemical. And so that will also help you sleep longer. So having that skin-to-skin contact is really important as well. But it's really about regulating that body temperature. They've shown that by sleeping naked, your body produces more brown fat. So brown fat is what burns off sugar and fat inside the body.
Nice.
That's a good way to lose weight. People who get more sleep tend to lose more weight than people who get less sleep. So all of this kind of ties together with keeping you asleep longer. So
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about sleeping naked and what that's done.
It's been really nice. But I will say that I don't do it when you're not home.
Right.
So if you're not home, then because if you think about it, and I know like that probably somebody against it would be like, oh, what if there's a fire or whatever? My clothes are right there.
Got a robe. Let's keep a robe by
And
your
I
bed.
got a robe. So,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I won't do it if you're not home. I don't know why. It feels weird to not have you with me.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's great. And I don't know that I ever would have thought about it before. I was always a PJ kid growing
Right.
up.
Yeah, well,
and,
same here.
You know,
Same here.
I think it's just something we kind of started. And now I don't think of it as being weird at all. But I'm sure if the kids are watching this, they think
They're going to think it's a little weird, but that's okay.
they don't.
You
They're
know,
not going to watch it.
they're not going to watch it. They're not going to watch it all the way through.
Maybe your friends will think it's weird. I don't really know. If you think it's weird, let us know.
Let us know.
I think it's awesome. And it does make us feel closer
Yeah.
together.
And you don't, and if you don't feel comfortable, like just wearing something really loose and thin,
Yeah.
to start with, maybe if it's an uncomfortable feeling for you. But I'm telling you,
I
once
say just go. Just dive in.
you're
Just
the
dive
all or
in.
nothing person.
Dive
so.
into the nakedness. You'll love it.
But I'll tell you what, once you start doing it, and I think that this kind of ties in, I guess would be 5A, lower the temperature in your house at night for this exact reason. So the ideal sleep temperature is between 65 and 70 degrees.
Okay.
We keep our house at that anyways.
Yeah.
So this temperature at night and being naked will help your skin breathe. You'll burn more fat. You'll better for your skin. I've read up things that'll make you look younger. All those type of things. So I thought you're all down with that.
I'm down with that.
So yeah, number 5 is sleep naked.
Yeah. It's surprising, isn't it?
It's very surprising.
It's
I'm
shocking.
shocked. So yeah, I think that's it.
Now we're supposed to pick another topic.
All right, we have the wonderful, beautiful Under Armour baseball hat here.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. If you'd like to, please let us know. All right. So the next topic that we do.
Ooh,
it's exciting. Oh, Dr. Paul Saladino.
Oh, yay!
So yeah, we'll talk about Dr. Paul Saladino. If you don't know who that is, go ahead and Google him. He's a carnivore.
Everybody knows who he is.
And he's a really interesting person.
He's a hunky doctor who just eats meat and fruit.
Yeah. So that'll be our next topic. So we'll talk about him.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you guys next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.